Hey guys, welcome in the harbor right in front of my studio, enjoying the sun. It's a beautiful, very beautiful day, mid-March of 2020. We're this close here in Germany of the full lockdown due to the crisis. It just sucks, so I'm trying to enjoy as much time as possible outside, but at the same time also get as much time as possible in the studio, because I might not be able to get here in just a few days. And nothing major changed today. All stores are closed. Everyone is supposed to stay at home, have no contact, self-isolation, social distancing, flatten the curve. These are the hashtags that are trending at the moment. It's really weird. It's so weird, but I think today's vlog, today's video, I want to dedicate to some plugins for people that will have to stay a lot at home. Things you should get now, things you should try and test, discover and have fun with. By the way, the Noise, it's that huge ship, maybe one of the very last ones that's allowed here into the harbor. It's really a shame because like today is really the first day that feels like spring, the first time I'm not wearing a jacket. I will miss it. As a music producer, you're used to self-isolating, but I will miss this 100%. So if you still can, go outside as much as you can.
Think of the things that I'll do to you. Things that I'll do to you. Things that I'll do to you.
Let's get started with I think I will limit it to 3 creative tools for music producers during this crisis, because I think EQs, compressors, you all have them and you all know how to use them, and it does make a big difference. So I'll stick to things that will inspire you and make sure that you spend a lot of time. The first one is definitely Faceplant. It's since 2 weeks my absolute go-to favorite synthesizer. It's basically like a wavetable synthesizer, same as Serum, which is very popular, but it's different. You have way more oscillators, possible oscillators that can be analog, that can be wavetables. You can combine them, and you have a lot of extra basically plugins that you put into Faceplant that are effects. So for example, the sound right here has a transient shaper, stereo, a phaser, a delay, all of that kind of stuff you can add. And it's also already added in the presets. So the presets are quite complex, have already a really fat sound. Sometimes they're already saturated. So usually most of the presets are like half of the way to what you can actually use in a song. Here are a lot that are already 100% usable right away. You might just have to dial down some effects or adjust them to your song. So yeah, at the moment my favorite, I just for example this track right here that I just started a couple of days ago. I think I used 5, 6 or 7 instances of it, and I have to admit, no, actually even more, because I also did the effects with it. I have to admit I don't fully understand it yet. I'm not feeling as comfortable as with Serum, but I think that's just a matter of time. I can just highly recommend. I'll link it down below if you're interested. Get the demo, test it out, but I think this will be I don't know if it's still a secret tip, because I see more and more people actually using it, but it's not the obvious choice, and I personally like it. Ooh. Nice. I just found out something I didn't know. You can just make it bigger and adjust it. That's nice, because you can have a lot of oscillators here. You can open up a new one, choose analog, noise, sample based, wavetable based. Then you can use distortion, filter, group all of this, mix everything. There's a lot of stuff. So if you hit analog, you can choose the waveforms. You can pitch it up, pitch it down, shift it, phase it, the usual stuff, but it's unlimited. I can open up another one, and another one. So basically you can make every single sound there is with this thing. And also here are the effects. You have everything in here. Stereo tool, ring modulation, you can reverse, add reverb, flanger filter, formant filter. it's all in there. Let me maybe play you some of the sounds that I used here on this song that are actually sounds of that synthesizer. I think these demos are a little silly because it really is up to how you program it, but let me still play you a little. So all of these effects. That I just used in the background to make it more interesting. And then actually a layer of the main sound of the entire song is made with it. Let me play you really quick the main drop. And that main sound is Diva. Which I can also just highly recommend, but I already did that a million times, like for all of the classic analog stuff. It's like a plug-in playing a very simple groove. Actually, it's almost like a bass line. It's right between, like, cause they're like notes over a couple of octaves. And then I layered it with something quite ravey on its own, at least. I think this works quite well, and as I said, this sound, it's really just a preset. I don't think I changed a lot about it. Melbourne Squeal, and it already had like a carving EQ, distortion, phase distortion, and it just fit very nicely into the mix, because without it, it's a little boring. And then later in the track, but I'm still not there yet. I played another melody, but I don't think it will actually stay in the song. That's also a preset, slightly tweaked, plus LFO tool to give it a little bit of pump and sidechain, EQing to get rid of the low end, and for the distortion, the decapitator. And since not so many people use it, but I think this will change soon, you can still use the presets. If you use any of the Serum presets, for example, you're pretty much screwed. Like in the comment section of your SoundCloud upload, people will tell you that you use the preset of Serum. So let's get to the next one, which is actually a bundle that was recommended by a lot of you guys, because I was talking about sidechaining in another video, and this one is the Shaper box, which is just amazing. You got a very, very, very capable sidechaining tool where you draw the sidechain that just works as it should. I mean, I don't want to explain that again, because I mean, you all know what sidechaining is. It's just ducking, volume shaping. But this Shaper box has a lot more to offer. You can add to the volume shaping, which does sidechaining and gating and stuff like that. You can add, for example, width, and it just doesn't make the sound wide. That's what a lot of plugins do. But you can make things wide over time. So it goes now from mono to full 200% stereo, back to normal, back to mono. And over time, you can tweak it. You can change it to 1/16, to a half, a quarter, and this way make your mixes even more interesting. Doing this by hand is quite annoying, and it will give you, like, you can shape over time if something is wide or mono. You could do this, for example, on vocals. If you have a call response vocal, where the singer is saying for one bar something, and then something else for another bar. This was actually done on, what was it, Major Lasers, like the big hit. What was the name again? Lean on Me. Was it Lean on Me? Yeah. I think they're the vocals. They always are like really wide, and then mono again, and then wide again, depending on what the singer is singing. So this creates a lot of interest. You got then filter. I think that's pretty obvious. You can do filter automations. Cut off, close, and open. You can make it really fast. You can make it in like 32 bars to create some interesting stuff over time instead of automating, for example. You get the same for panning. Also here you could left, right pan something over time. And I think the most unique is definitely the time features. You have halftime, for example. Let me actually try and play this. It creates interesting stuff, a little random, but you can tweak it to your liking. And for example, now just like the last note inspires me a little to maybe bounce it out, cut it out, and add it to the song. Like it does, like it slows things down, speeds them up. Scratch effects, reverse, stutter. This can be very useful for bass house, big room EDM, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, overall a nice package, all in one plugin. Let's do the third one. Maybe the most creative tool, all in all, on the planet. It's twisted, it's weird, you can go really deep in it. That sounds weird, that's what she said. But you can like dive deep into everything. Reaktor, of course. I still have version 5, I think there's version 6 available, but basically the same. I haven't bothered updating yet. But for example here, Laser Bass is a nice ensemble. For all of those future bass, dubstep influenced sounds. I don't make that kind of music, but I still sometimes use it for like sustained bass notes in breaks, because they sound a little different and change over time, so it's way more interesting than just a simple bass. Then there's, I don't know, Oki Computer. There are millions and millions of sound generating, sequencing. Then also the players are really nice. I love to use Polyplex for drums sometimes because they're heavily processed. They sound very unique. They're layered of different sounds. It just always sounds fat. Very, very unique drum sounds. Already sampled with like chords and steps. It's really nice. So if you have the time, and you will now have the time, try to learn it. There is even a mode where you can make your own, which is a whole nother story. I never had the time to actually do that, and I don't think it's so useful if you're a music producer, you want to focus on producing music and not making plugins. But if you're into that kind of stuff, I think Reaktor is a nice starting point. And there's so much more. There are like thousands of ensembles. There are even user-generated ones that you can download for free on Native Instruments website. So yeah, this tool is definitely for people that have time. And unfortunately, in the future, we will be all people that have a lot of time. Anyways, those are my 3 top picks that you need during this crisis to not get bored and to be creative and inspired. And there's like one last big announcement I want to make, and it has to do with streaming. A lot of people ask me to stream during these times, and for years since I'm doing this daily vlog about my life as a DJ and producer, everyone is like, can you share the making of a song from start to finish, 100% of it? And I never did it because it's like way too time consuming. I need at least 40 to 100 hours on every song that I create. It's a lot of back and forth, it's a lot of sound selection, sound designing, and mostly very boring. I don't even want to share that. But now I think I will start, once the lockdown is in place, with live streaming every day for 2 to 3 hours, the making of an entire song. I just got a top line a couple of days ago, So we'll do a full vocal track, deep melodic house kind of inspired, similar to the one that I showed you today, and go through everything step by step. So definitely stay tuned. Definitely don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell thing, because just one day randomly I might start it. And I'm not sure if I will keep it on YouTube up. Maybe it's just like a thing for the people that watch it live. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. This will be probably the first and last time I will do this kind of thing, that I live stream every single second that I work on that song. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks a lot for watching. And again, stay strong, be smart, and plan ahead what you will do at home. That's it. See you tomorrow. Sign out.
I'll be the best baby you ever had.